Good morning and welcome to the Do It With Us session for the 1st of October, new month. It's 9:59. Look at us, little early birds get the worm. So, yeah, my opening musing has been a juggle. I do it every school holidays. I'm like, I think I can do way more than I actually can do. But I have lots of new creations happening, and in high level, um, they have just launched about 70 new website templates. Lots of them have got some CSS, which is like coding, um, coding specialty things that you can do where you can round corners of things, and but they've also just launched animations. So now you can have things slide in and out and do a dance on the middle of your screen when you have a website, which is always good. We're always fighting with capturing people's attention. So that's been fun. But I've probably done more website builds this month than I have done in months because I kind of just must go through stages, and then I had like 3 or 4 people refer people, and so I've noticed all of the upgrades that they've done in the website side of things. So definitely making creating websites or even creating additional pages to your websites way easier, because you now can clone, universal elements, which you can use across kind of multi, like funnels, websites, websites and webinar funnels. So you can create a universal element and use it across multiple sites. So if you are building extra pages and you're not just going in and cloning something that you've already got, then creating kind of universal elements, which we have covered before, in in each of the sections that you have in your pages, like Kylie, your webinar funnel that we just built, that was just so much easier because I was able to save them as a universal event from other funnels. And rather than having to recreate from scratch every time, you're kind of cloning elements, if that makes sense. So I'm going to start. Karen's got a couple of questions, and then I'll dive into your webinar funnel, Kylie. And I know someone else said they've got a question they were going to jump on this morning. So we'll go with that. Karen, did you get the clarity on where to update those page names?
Nope.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'll just show you quickly so that you can move on with that, because it is an annoying thing, and it's kind of something that everybody asks, because I don't know whether it's just it doesn't seem obvious.
No, it's not obvious. Well, not to my brain anyway.
So if you've got a website, it'll look something like this.
Mhm.
And you click on these 3 little dots here and go to settings. So that will give you the ability to update the long tail words for each page, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but then where?
So that's the
Oh,
path.
that's it. Oh.
That's the name of the page, and that's the path. So if you're cloning sites, you'll often see that it'll say copy or clone or something at the end. So just remove that because you'll have it registered on your own domain. So it just does that to not get the system to hiccup, because there's 2 pages named exactly the same and they won't
Yeah.
work if that's the case. So yes, in a website or webinar funnel, you will see it through there. If it's in a funnel, then it's slightly different, but the same
Yeah.
kind
I
of.
can see it now.
Um, Let me just pick a funnel here in Kylie's account because that's just where I was. Um, Okay, so in here, it's this little cog icon. So you've actually in a funnel got two places. Welcome back, Joanne. You've got two places. You've got this cog here, which you can update, or if you go to publishing, this will be this name and this will be the long tail. So you'll always see that here. And then this one is an additional one. If you wanted a different name for your funnel, you can have two links that go to the same page. And they're what they call nestled paths. I don't know the purpose of having a nestled path, but all the same, they give you the option to have two. So you probably just you can't have them the same. It's not possible to have the same, but you can do that on each page. So if you've got 5 pages to your funnel, you can go in and publish on each one. And then on the actual
Can you hear that?
I can now. What?
Oh, it stopped. Great.
What was it?
I've got a tradie here doing some tiling and he just put his music on. I was like,
Yeah, no, I can't hear the music. Oh, it was just you. So the other place is settings. So if you go into your settings, that is the path for the top of the funnel. So if you're sending your funnel out, sharing your funnel with people, you want them to go to the top of the funnel normally. However, I have built funnels where the top of the funnel might be a freebie. And when they download the freebie, it takes them to register for a webinar. So if I'm just wanting someone to register for the webinar, I'll skip the first step and I'll send the second link.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and if you ever want to just get the whole thing, if you click on that little arrow, it will bring it up into the URL. That's what you will copy. And then just reiterating good practice, you will go to marketing, you will go to trigger links, and you'll create a trigger link for that funnel so that then it's really easy to pop it into all of your messenger, email, communications, anything that's sent from the database, then it's trackable. And they just added this analyze button on your trigger links. So there'll be some changes in here from what I'm reading. They're doing some updates on trigger links and how they function. So just when I thought I could record a video, Sonia, it's all going to be different. But ultimately in the trigger links, you will use those and then you can monitor or you can create an automation that starts by this trigger being clicked on, and you move them to an opportunity pipeline to say, hey, they're interested in booking a clarity call, or they clicked on the link to book the call, and then you can monitor to make sure, did they take the next step? Did they register for the webinar? Did they do the thing that clicking on that link would generally lead them to? Did that make sense, Karen?
No, I just went into overwhelm. I don't know what's going on with my brain and this software. It sort of does. And that's what I was trying to set up. Like all my questions today are like, I've created the page, then you have to create the tags, and I've created the emails, but then and then I've started to create not a workflow when you move them, pipeline.
Yep.
But then, so I've got the landing page and how do you put the booking in with a different price and how do you find the clients? And then the tag. I create a new tag.
Okay. So let's rewind. Let me inside your head.
Oh, good
me
luck.
what you're trying to create, and I'll try and kind of just step through the process with you. I might navigate to oh,
There was just so many working parts that I got myself all in a muddle. And everybody tells me I make things more confusing than they're supposed to be. So I'm like, no, I just go back, simple, but there was just too many bits.
okay, so just explain to me in words, like just in a story, what you're wanting to achieve.
So I've got clients that I haven't seen for a few months. And
Yeah,
I've created a tag
yeah.
called Dormant Clients. Didn't know what to call it, so I just called it Dormant Clients. And then I created a pipeline to and I created an email so I can send out the email and say, hey, haven't seen you for a while. Here's a special, book 5 appointments, $500. So I've got the email, I've got the pipeline, I've got the tag. I haven't put everyone in the tag yet because I feel like I've got to go through manually and pick and choose who they are for some reason. I don't know why. I was trying to find a way to search, but it wasn't working. Um, and I've
So
done, yeah,
that's probably the good thing is that how am I, and this applies to everyone, how am I going to identify the group of people that I want to target? So if we're doing targeted marketing, then we want to go, how do I find those people and put them in a container? So a tag
yes,
is a great way to do that. So the best way to apply tags, my personal way is I want to create a filter.
oh, you create a filter in there. I did do that.
Well, yeah, the wording is probably let's apply a filter to our database to work out how we're going to put a net out and capture these particular clients. So the information that you've given me so far is I want to send it to people who haven't booked in with me in a period of time. Is that?
Yeah. Yeah. So I went down the bottom to last updated by me. That's where I went. Up a bit, I think, near last emails or something. There's one that's last active. I thought it was last updated by me or something like that, but you could do that one.
So this would be the customer's activity.
Yeah.
Um,
It would be more than 60. Yeah. Yeah.
okay, so you can just have a play with this. If you're not sure whether it's bringing the right people, then this is saying, so what it does is it logs if people read emails, if people go into your community, if people kind of engage with you in any way.
And
So it
see,
may,
there's no email addresses in a lot of those people.
yeah,
I'm thinking
so
I
then
should
you
delete.
can say, well, then you can just say, um, um, what could we say? And
Email address.
email is not empty.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's just going to take out anyone that you've got in your database that might be from Messenger or other means.
Because the database gets messy because it's linked to my email. So some of those are like family. I'm like, I don't even want them in there, but they're only going to come back in next time they email me.
Yes. If you've got family emailing you on a business email address, then yes, you will have them.
They keep.
That's, yeah,
I'm not
that's
getting another
where,
email address. I have enough already.
that's where you are best to keep your email addresses, for business
Separate.
and separate, but we're humans and we are multifaceted.
And we accidentally send emails from our business
We
email
do,
when we didn't
yes,
mean
yes.
to.
And it's just not always, possible. So anyway, so that's filtered it down to 299 records. You could scan through that, see if it's correct. sometimes you might need to do a couple of things. You might say, if all your bookings are going through the system, then you might say, they haven't had a booking in 60 days, or they haven't had an email from me in 60 days. Or there might be other ways that you can filter that.
Yeah.
But ultimately, once you do that, if you want to save it as a smart list, because it's something you're going to do on a regular basis, that will put it up here in the top. So you can come back to it and just.
So that would be good one, because that would be saved as a smart list of dormant clients.
Yes.
Okay.
So you can save that, and then you can write dormant clients. Be mindful that those smart lists are user specific. So if you set up a list and you've got a VA, they won't see the list unless you go into the smart lists and you give them permission, because they're user based. So if I saved this, it would be saved on my profile. I can share it with you.
So I need to do that. Okay.
So I can just come here and say, what would you call it?
Well, I couldn't think of anything that was less slummy. So I just said dormant. I did have return clients, but they're not return yet. They're just, Anyway, that'll do for now. I know what it means.
Okay, so if you want to share that,
share it with me.
Go to manage smart lists, and then up here, smart list. Oh no, sorry.
I think it was this lines one. Yeah. Oh no, share. Yeah.
I can just share it with everybody.
Cool.
So you'll see it's a global list. If everybody has access, if it's just you, it's just you.
Okay, cool.
So, Bro, going back to family, where Karen is saying, family members are in her database and she doesn't want to email them. Could you add a tag or add them to a smart list so that it cleans up your database?
Yeah, like a do not disturb or something.
Yeah. So what would be better, a tag or a smart list to add those people into?
Well, a smart list is only if you wanted to run a report, and I can't think of a way that you can segment the data to say that somebody's a family member or not, but somebody might come up with something creative. Joanne's got a hand up.
I was thinking if you had a smart list for family, then when you went to send out an email, you could say, send an email to all these people except family, except the family smart list or something like that.
The other thing you can do is you can just put a do not disturb on them, which just means that you can't send emails or so if you come into here and you edit this.
Oh gosh, who'd have thought to go in there? Oh, it's not even.
It's not even.
There is something, I saw it this morning. It just says D&D somewhere.
Yeah, they've moved it. Unless I'm just having a brain fart.
It's down the bottom. Keep going. Scroll all the way to the bottom. I think scroll.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so you can just go do not disturb on all channels.
Oh, good.
And then whatever people that you select to do not disturb on, then you can go through a list, you can select them all, and you can do the do not disturb on a bunch of clients at once if you want to. And then communication will come in, but you won't be able to send emails from the system.
Yeah. Oh, that's fine. I'm good with that. I might do that. Because I send them from the Gmail.
Yeah.
So, but when you go to do a campaign for an email and it goes, you know how you go to that page and you put in the title of the email, and you can schedule or send now. And there's a tab there that says which clients are you sending it to? Mm-hmm. Could there not be in that part you select who you send to and who you don't? Or does that make it more complicated?
Yeah. I mean, there's always terrible saying, more than one way to skin a cat.
Yeah.
Um,
That's the easiest way to go.
Well, there's more than one way to do something. So I think that however you find the way to identify the people that you're either marketing to. So what we've done here, we could go, okay, I'm going to just select all 299 because they're the people I want to market to and send an email that way.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Or you can go and you can set up a campaign if it's a sequence of emails.
Yeah.
Or you could set up a workflow, like an automation, and you put them all into the top of the workflow, and it might add a tag, might move them in an opportunity, and send an email. So if you've got a sequence of multiple things that you want to do, then automations are a great way to do that. If you just want to send an email and be done with it, then just send an email. Don't overcomplicate it. If you want to add a tag, you can just manually do that to all of these selected records. If you want to what was the other thing I was going to say? No. Up-to-date database. I've forgotten what it was. Haven't had my methylene blue this morning. It's gone out the window.
I was going to say, poke out your tongue. I want to see if it's blue.
Yeah, I'm like, it just disappears. I love that about menopause. It's just like gone. I think I was just going to say, you can update the do not disturb field. So you can just update a field in the database to do not disturb, and then just send it out to everybody, and it would just skip those people. So that's probably not the easiest way to teach you, Karen, because I've probably said too much information than the simple. But if you've got a list, say, of these, and you wanted to add a tag to say these are my dormant clients.
Oh, that's how you do like a bulk one. Right. I'm going individually. So I just run the smart list, then add the tag to everybody that comes in that smart list.
Yes. If that smart list is
correct,
then yes, that's the best way to do it. And then you can trigger an automation based on a tag being added. You can do a whole stack of things with tags. That's why I'm quite an avid tagger, because the more tags I have, the more flexibility I have when I'm sorting my data. If I've put a tag on that somebody's come through an ad campaign, or they've come through a specific funnel, or they've registered for a specific event, I can pull all of that data together really easily, because I'll just sort the data by the tag.
But if they've got a tag, does that mean that they're definitely in a pipeline, certain pipelines? So they might be in a few different pipelines if they've got lots of tags.
Well, yes. If
can everyone else hear her?
No.
I can't hear.
If you have a pipeline, if you have a pipeline that applies a tag, then
it's going to be in there.
How they get a tag. So, for example, Clarity Call booked
should be in that pipeline.
Yeah, it should be added because they've booked a Clarity Call.
Yeah.
You can have tags added by moving somebody in an opportunity manually. You can say if Karen was moved from opportunity stage number 1 to stage number 2, you can have an automation that says when anybody's moved from this stage to this stage, do this, add a tag, do this, add this, blah, blah,
Is that in a workflow?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. I feel like it's so messy because, and I have a question for everybody actually, how they do it, because I use this software for like this, but then for when I actually have consultations with clients, I actually use a different software for keeping all my notes, which means this morning, for example, when I was going through seeing who were dormant clients, some of them I'm like, I don't even know that name. And they booked an appointment, then didn't show, for example. So I've got nothing in the other software. So I was like, oh, nothing's come up. I don't even know where they've come from. I couldn't remember anything. Nothing was in my calendar. So
Yeah, my 2 cents, like perfect scenario, try and get it all into one system so that you can like the left hand's talking to the right hand. If not,
I mean, I can. I was just worried about the privacy on that. Like, you've got like I'm medical, right? So I've got all sorts of personal and private details about people's everythings. I didn't know how to separate that from, there's 4 users in mine. Like, not that I don't trust any of you, but if you're my client, like you guys are all sitting here looking at my list of clients, right? Imagine if you went, I know Anne Fuller, and then all of her medical information is in there. That's my concern. I don't know how to separate that. And I looked at the privacy of that and how to block other people out of just the notes, but then you can't. Then you're kind of blocking them out of a lot of smart lists and things. That's where I don't know what you guys think, because Mari does a bit of health stuff, but it's not, I suppose, so much personal, maybe.
I keep it separate.
You've got a separate document, yeah.
Yeah. They might be on my system as a, let's say, massage client or MenoFit client, but all the notes are handwritten and they fill in a form, which I keep in a kind of file cabinet at home.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, I've got a CRM. So my old CRM before this, but yeah, I just wondered because I was going backwards and forwards, seeing what is this person, what is that person.
Can you not? Because I've got the same thing with my coaching clients as well. Can you not just? I started using the notes section of the database.
I was too.
Person, right. So,
yeah.
Ray, can you go back to a contact name? So if you click on their contact name, it'll come up on the my right-hand side as a note. You can add a note, right? So can you not add your details in that? Because this.
Yeah.
So
her point, Kylie, is that because I also have access to Karen's database. Well, I have access to all of you because I am an overarching admin. But
then you have Rochelle has access to that. So I did have that. That's what I was doing initially. And say, for example, Mari decides to become my client and she comes to me and talks to me about, I don't know, incontinence or something. Then that's in there. And then Rochelle has access to that. I know.
Yeah,
I trust them,
but so coming from a medical perspective, okay, when you go into a hospital, right, or your doctor's clinic or wherever, all of your notes are visible to every single person employed in that health service. Okay, so the same thing applies here. When you employ Ro and her employees, they are governed by a Privacy Act. You can get them to sign a disclaimer to say Privacy Act, and everything in here is private and confidential. It's the same, like Ro's got access to our credit card details, to everyone's information, and you would think that she and Trish are professional enough not to go into that system and read other people's notes, because that is breaching patient-client confidentiality. And so
the other thing you could do, just if you wanted to override the fact that you don't want people to see it, is that you could just put a link in the notes to a Google Doc that is locked. So even if I clicked on the Google Doc, I couldn't open that particular document. For example, each of my clients, I have a Notion board that only the client and I have access to, that that stores all of the tasks and bits and pieces we're working on. So there are means to go around working with that, but I think having been in the health profession for a long time, when you have a system, all of that information, like even my, all my naturopaths and massage therapists and everyone that used my system when I had my wellness centers, all the staff had access to.
Yeah, and they're all practitioners. And I'm seeing your point, Kylie. I do agree a little bit, but then I've got some clients that would probably be mortified to know that someone who wasn't a medical person had access if they wanted.
But okay, so
Yeah.
let me tell you the downside of this. What about the administration officer who is not at hospital, and I've seen it, I've experienced it, gone through your chart when they're charting, well, not yours, but patients' charts, and read notes and breached that patient confidentiality.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they're not medically trained. They're not meant to be reading the chart. It happens. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
like,
There's
and
gonna be.
I've made formal complaints against these people because it is breaching patient confidentiality. Like, and like you could write a disclaimer or a privacy policy for the people and get Ro and her people to sign it. It will still cover you and protect you.
And the other thing is, I think possibly also at the top of the notes, it could just put confidential.
You could, yeah.
So every note that relates to client health stuff could be just confidential. Notes that relate to, she said she's going to come back to me in 6 months or whatever, doesn't have to be confidential. That might be a way.
Well,
But
the
that
other thing you can do, just as another workaround, is you can create a custom field. So you know how we have custom fields that we use for our forms and all of that sort of stuff. You could create a custom field in additional info that just has a link to their Google Doc. And that Google Doc has restrictions on who has access to it. And that's where you write the notes. So you just link to that. And that
you've still got to go outside. You've still got to go outside to different software to check, which is what I was saying today. I was going out to different software to check.
Well, yeah, it just means that you're not having to pay for 2 softwares for the sake of that confidentiality point.
That's true. Yeah.
But I think there's always a workaround if you're kind of wanting to do it. And I think also I would suggest from a notes perspective is scanning anything that's paper and uploading it as a document in here anyway. So if you're getting things like reports, if you're getting results back, you're able to put
them into here. Is there a limit on the uploads? Because mine are all in Google Docs, but I'm thinking, scanning them into here would be great.
And then you can send them and share them with clients too. I haven't done it, so I say.
So where do you do that within notes, or do you do that documents?
It's called documents, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so you should be able to then have a full case on the client. You can see what they've purchased. You can see the bookings they've made. You can see any tasks that you have to follow them up.
Great, because I'm using 2 CRMs and a Google Drive for client stuff. So I can do it all in here. So can I just get a show of hands? Who thinks it would be okay to have the patient notes in here?
As long as there's some sort of agreement that the people who have access to is governed by privacy laws. Yeah.
And so what I would say, Karen, is potentially if I'm sharing the screen like I am today, that I shouldn't be on that contact screen. I think that's a really
I did think that earlier when you had all my contacts down there. I thought,
so when I take this recording, I do ask Tricia to grey out any contact information in these. So she usually edits them. So it's not recording, but if it is live, it is generally sharing my screen. But I can also not. So if you don't want me to, I'm also happy to.
Oh, no, I'm fine with that. I just started thinking, oh, where does this go? I was thinking, who gets these recordings? But
but I think it's a valid point. Like it is information that is sensitive.
Yeah. And I mean, business clients, Joe's clients might be the same. I don't, with their thing, they might not want people to see stuff.
So going back to your situation, so you had a page that you created on your website.
Yeah, so I've created, in there, and I've changed the name now. It's the last one. I created two. So what's happened is I created one and then I got stuck at the emails and then I just didn't go any further. And then I created another one. So I've got the two new ones there. And I got stuck at the emails again. I thought, I'm doing all this work and I'm not even using it because I'm getting messy in my head.
Okay, so ultimately you're creating an offer to attract people back to rebook with you.
Yeah.
So you need to go back to the basics and say, what's my customer journey? Okay,
Yeah.
so I want to identify the group of people that I want to communicate. I want to send an email that asks them to do the thing.
Yeah.
So whether that is click on a link, which I would say,
that's what I've done. Click on the link and the book, and then it should go to a landing page, which I thought was this.
which is this, yes.
Page,
So
right?
what I would suggest is use a trigger link so that you can monitor who clicked on it and you can see who is potentially looking at returning. Okay, so this is the link to the page now that you've fixed it.
Yeah.
I would set that up as a trigger link.
And set that
email
link as a trigger link. Okay.
Yeah. And in the emails that you're sending out, you're linking to that trigger link. So then you can monitor who clicked on that link, who's interested in booking. If you've got two options, like a $99 special and a $4.99 special, then you can see which one they clicked on. Then you can follow up manually because you can have a workflow that says if Kylie clicks on that trigger link, move her in the opportunity pipeline. So then I know I need to follow up with Kylie because clearly she's interested, but she didn't make the final decision to pay the $99.
That's where I need to create that because there's quite a few people that either don't show and they just kind of disappear or whatever. And I need to have something automated on that because time goes by and then I forget and I go back and like, what happened to that person?
Yeah. So I would say, look, if you're not running your business by your opportunities, you should.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do. That's where I'm at. I know I've got a lot of, what do they say, money on the table. It's sitting there of people that want to be my clients and I just need to be following up with them. So that's the pipeline I created, but nobody's in it yet.
Perfect. So you could create, so what you've done is an option is you could create a separate automation, which I'm going to put all of my dormant clients in stage 1. So I've identified them. And then I'm going to send the email.
Which I can't find. I was trying to find this morning. I'm like, where's that email I created?
Okay. So then I'm going to send the email. Once the email's sent, I'm going to monitor who clicks on the trigger link on the offer that I've given them. And then
so that's the trigger link with that URL.
Yeah. And then who books, like who books that additional appointment. So that's our customer journey. We want to map and go, okay, well, now I want to know who I've sent the email to, who's opened the email, who's clicked on the link, who's made the booking, and who's ignoring me.
And they will be in this pipeline. That's how I'll know that. I know I'm pointing at something else, but that's my screen. Okay.
Yeah. So you can just manually, once you've identified who that group of people are, add them to here.
Yeah.
So the same way as we add a tag, we would highlight them all and add them to the opportunity pipeline.
So do I just go add opportunity and then just click on all the people?
So
would I run the report and do it the other way?
So
the quickest way to put them in that opportunity.
Yeah. So you go to the dormant client. You would select them all, obviously, if they're the right one.
Yeah, we'll just pretend I can change.
And we're just going to put them into the opportunity
pipeline. See, we've got the word opportunity and we've got the word pipeline.
Yeah, opportunity pipeline is what they're called.
Oh, Righto. And then we just select it as the dormant client special, and then
And then we want to put them in the first stage because we
Oh, yeah.
haven't sent the email yet.
yep. Rightio.
So that would mean that we're going to put them all into stage 1. And then when we send the email, we want to do that in automation so that we can say that we've sent the email and we want to move them to the next stage saying that we've sent the email.
So when you say automation, do you mean workflow?
I mean automation.
Oh my God.
Which,
I didn't even know there was that one. Oh, automation.
well, automation is a workflow, yes. So they're
Yeah, but when you go into automation, then I've got to go
the double words for the one thing. I know it's annoying. So automation is your workflows.
Yeah. And just back for a second. So I
Yep.
was doing it a little bit differently. I was going in individually and tagging. So they're not tagged, right? They've gone into that pipeline, but they're not tagged as dormant clients yet. Or do we do that already?
Had you let me go back a step and say, have you created a workflow?
Not yet, no.
Not yet. Okay. So
Although there might be another one.
you could
I don't think
you
I
could
might
do all
do the
this
first.
in a workflow. So let's create a workflow, start from scratch. So this could be a workflow that once a month you just identify any non-reoccurring
Yeah.
stagnant clients, whatever we call them.
Stagnant, dormant. I didn't know what to call them.
Clients, and you just manually put them in. So there's not a trigger. I'll just call it.
Yeah, just call it dormant. Then they're the same. Even though I'd like to think it's like looking after themselves client or something. Temporary looking after
Pension,
themselves.
you know, or return client, or whatever you want to do. So there's no trigger, as in this is not an automated pipeline.
As yet.
But it could be that when you could have it that when you add the tag dormant client, that puts them into the pipeline, or you can just put them into the pipeline and add the tag.
What's the easiest?
What if the trigger was the email? Once they received the email, that triggered the flow.
Well, I need to trigger the email though.
Yeah, so ultimately there's a few things that we want to do. And so I would say we just identify who the dormant clients are, if we can even spell them. And rather than doing several steps outside, we just add them to this automation. This automation will add the tag, then it will update the opportunity.
Okay, update the opportunity. So opportunity pipeline, right? Opportunity pipeline.
And we're going to go into the dormant client special and we're going to put them in stage 1. This is slightly redundant because they're kind of going to go through this all at once, but we'll just do it for exercise. And so we want to change that to say, okay, and then we want to, so this is the ATM.
So now we want to send an email.
Who remembers what ATM stands for?
Well, I go there and get money out.
Yeah, or you
Automate, tag, and message.
Yep.
First in the class.
So if you've set it up as a template, it
A
will
moment.
be here.
Yeah, well, it is there somewhere. Oh, there you go.
All right.
Yay! I couldn't find that anywhere.
So the from name, I always use the account name, and the from email is the account email. This subject is not
Oh,
correct.
no, that's not it. How did it do that?
So when you go into your email,
Yeah.
go to the three little dots at the top and just update the subject, because you've obviously copied it from another one and not updated.
Yeah, I did because I wanted the picture. Yeah, okay.
For everybody, that's a note to self whenever you're doing emails. Remember that little three dots. Now they have the sync to campaign option as well. So if you're making an edit to an email template, you have to sync it to the campaign for the campaign to get the newest version of the edit to the email that you've made. I don't know if everyone's
Konnichiwa.
seen that update.
You, Mary, same.
Did that make sense, Murray? No? So if you use email templates, so if you create your emails in templates first and then you come over and you set them up in a workflow, you go through the process of creating the template, either cloning from an existing one, making changes to the email. You need to go to the three dots at the top and edit the subject and the information that it's coming to and from. And then on that same three dots, there's a sync to campaign. So if you're making a change to a template, it's not going to automatically update in the campaign if you've got it going out. It's only going to make the template updated. So you have to sync it, and it will tell you which campaigns do you want to update it in, and then it will sync it for you. I'll go there in a second. I won't jump out of this because we're in the middle of it, but I can go there in a second and show you what I'm talking about. Okay,
so that's not updated yet. So I've got to go back to the email template to update that subject line.
Oh, yeah. So we'll do that together so you all learn that new feature. And the other thing you want to do is we want to make sure that that's a trigger link so that we can do the next part. Okay, so we've added the tag that they're a dormant client. We've added them to the opportunity in stage 1. Then we've sent them an email. So now we could set a goal. So this is another way. Yeah. So a goal is that we want them to click on the trigger link, right? So we're like, what's the goal of sending this email? We want them to buy the thing or click on the trigger link. So you can have that that a tag was added or a trigger link was linked. So you've got multiple things that you can set goals on. And ultimately,
is this important?
Yeah, well, it's measuring people doing the thing that you're asking them to do. So it is important in this instance because it's going to identify that they've clicked on the link.
But won't clicking on the link take them to the next stage in the pipeline anyway, or not? Like, so two ways.
Well, if they click on the link to buy the $99 offer, they may not buy the $99 offer.
So we won't. So they won't move along.
We want to identify who's interested, who's been nosy and checking out this sales page or this page. Like, I want to know who's looked at it and turned their nose up and walked away or got distracted and not done the thing that I want them to do.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm just, look, it is micromanaging, but hey, these are warm clients. If they're clicking on a link, they're interested to a degree. If they've been turned away at the shopping cart, you want to know who those people are so you can reach out and find out, like, was that not a good offer? Was, don't you love me anymore? And so then you'll need to put the trigger link in what it is that they clicked on. So for this moment, I'm just going to put the website because we don't have the trigger link set up. So I'm just going to put that and I'll come and update it because we're about to do that. So ultimately then, once they've clicked that trigger link, we want to move them in the opportunity. So the same opportunity, but we want to move them to the next stage.
Respond to email. Oh.
Which we haven't got set up yet. So
email sent. Oh, yeah. It will be email.
We could do this. And then we're going to move this here.
Oh, can't you just click and drag to move them?
No.
Oh.
Moves the whole thing.
Oh,
So we've got an opportunity here, and then we've got it updated to say that the email was sent, and then we'll wait for the goal for them to click on the link, and then we can add another opportunity update and say that they've clicked on the link. So to do that, we need to set up the trigger link, and we also need to set up the extra opportunity stage. You all with me, or have you fallen asleep?
I think so. Yeah. I think so.
Okay.
You should see my notes. I will never know what they mean.
Okay, so opportunities, pipelines. So the difference in explanation of those two words is pipelines are the stages that somebody moves through, and opportunities are the people that sit within the pipeline. They are an opportunity to sell something to, is how that wording sits in my head. So clients are your...
I think also I'm not very good at seeing a big whole structure. I can see bits and pieces, but putting it all together is fit. My brain doesn't seem to want to do that.
Okay, so this is updated since last time. You're probably in here as well.
You can slide that one up. You can drag that one.
Okay, so clients more than 6 months, trigger link of the $99 offer. So we've got that.
So does that mean does that trigger link $99 offer mean they clicked on it?
Yeah. Doesn't mean that they've purchased it. So potentially, if you didn't have that,
it's okay. We know that we've at least piqued their curiosity and they've read the email.
Purchased. So this is how you measure.
So how is that different to appointments booked?
Well, are they paying in the appointment?
No, they're going to pay when they book it.
So the $99 offer is the actual appointment booking. Okay, so it's not different. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Well, I'm trying to take away. I had a lady walk out the other day and she got to the front gate and she goes, "Oh, I haven't paid." And I was like, $700 worth of stuff. I just forget to take money. So my goal is pay and book, book and pay, book and pay, book and pay.
So I would just...
Yeah, that's fine.
put that. So, and then that is the final stage. So that's when we would close it. Okay, so then we had to update the opportunity, and we also had to create a trigger link.
Oh yeah, we haven't done that yet. See, I
So-
thought my email, I thought, but it mustn't be, that those email drafts were in that page there under the emails tab, but they're not. That's a whole heap of statistics in that tab.
Yes, so they're here under emails.
Oh, well, no, I had that as statistics. Like it came up with little charts.
Yeah, so you've got to go to the templates when it loads. So under emails, templates.
Yeah, it's a little bit slow. At least it's working.
Can you see that?
It's not loaded yet.
No, it's loaded on mine.
Oh, am I the only one? Hi, Joe. Has it loaded on Mari and Kylie? Oh, it's loaded. It's good. It's there.
Yeah. So that's where your email templates will be.
Oh, right. I must have been in the statistics tab and didn't see that. Righto. No worries.
Okay, so while we're in here, we needed to edit the
The name of it, the title page, heading, email heading.
okay, where would it be?
Page 2, it must be.
Okay, so my note to you would be,
Oh, I don't know
Keep-
where it is. See, I couldn't find it either. That's why I was so excited when you found it to add it to the workflow, because I was like, oh, I couldn't find it anywhere. I thought maybe I made it a snippet. I didn't know. No, it's return client special. I know, because I started, right. How come it came up then?
because I just searched for returning client.
Okay.
Okay, so if everyone, Mari, you were not sure before on what I meant by that syncing, so I'll show you that while I'm in here. On these 3 dots up the top here. Go slow. That's the sync changes.
Okay.
So that'll say if I'm making changes and it's in a campaign, sync it to that campaign. Sync the changes that I've made. Alternatively, you can set up continuous sync. When you actually add the email in the automation, you can click a button that says automatically sync to the template. But if you don't have that on, you'll have to manually do it. It's a new feature they've added. So, and then this is where everyone gets caught in
Oh,
the email subject. So subject is just the quick thing that people see in their email. Preview is on Google. They often have like a paragraph. So you want it to be really catchy to get them to open it. And on these, I suggest you use
I use my name, just like account, right?
then
Yeah.
you don't have to update these if you use the custom fields. So I use account name, which
Yeah.
will be whatever you set up as the name of your high level account or your Allotta account, and whatever you have as the account email. If it's different and you want to have it typed in, by all means, type it in.
So I don't know what's catchy. Maybe special deal just for you or something. I don't know. There's so many hats you need to wear, isn't it? Like,
Yes.
The marketing hat, the thinking, the creative hat, the hat that figures out how to do all the processes.
Yeah, and preview, I would just grab the first paragraph of the thing. I won't do that now because we're running out of time, but save that. And then the other thing you want to do is set up the trigger link, which if you're, I'm going to leave this task to you. So you highlight on the text that you want to have a trigger link on.
Oh, right. So that won't highlight the actual link. Oh, link text. I think I've done that, haven't I?
Yeah, but you've just done it straight to the link. So what we want to do is click on this little tag icon. Once we have the trigger link set up, you'll go into trigger links and you'll select the trigger link. That means that it's going to monitor if somebody clicks on that. If you just have the link, it won't tell you who clicked on it.
So,
and you can't do an automation movement based on somebody's action if you don't have it as a trigger link.
So you just hit trigger links there and then follow the bouncing ball after that.
Yeah, so that will give you all the trigger links that you have set
and
up.
then I just pick. And is there a trigger link already in there, or I have to create one first before I can?
Yes, you have to create one because it's a new page. So if that's your task, I'm going to leave that one to you and I'll show you where you set up your trigger link. I kind of went on with this because I know, Sonia, this was...
I feel a bit for Jo. I think it's like way, way beginning for Jo.
Oh, yes and no. I mean, it's all new stuff. So like the syncing and stuff like that may or may not.
I do need to change that picture. See, I didn't set those pictures up. So yeah. I'm just ready to throw it, actually. How many times have I said that in the last year? And because Mari can do it, I should be able to do it. And then Sonia creates these beautiful websites. I'm like, what the fuck? How come my brain doesn't do this?
But you don't have to. You just...
Yeah, what's the point of having all the software with all the stuff if you don't use it?
Well, you're wanting to do this is a fairly complex automation is all I would say, is that...
Oh, okay. I feel better now.
It's not... yeah.
You throw lots in it.
I was going to say, I'm sure Sonia will know, yeah. Okay, so we're in trigger links and we're setting up a trigger link. So we paste in the link and I'm going to call it returning special.
Yeah.
Nothing like not having consistent wording, but anyway.
Well, I know I'm trying to have consistent wording, but yeah, I'm not very good at that.
That's all right. We know it's returning. Okay, so then that will now be in that list when you go to it, and it will put a trigger link in. So the final piece, if you do that task, we go back to the workflow.
Wasn't my task just to create that trigger link that you just did?
No, your task was to go into the email and link
the trigger link to the email.
Yeah, change that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so the dormant client follow up. So now that we have that extra opportunity stage and we also have the trigger link, we can do the final two things in the workflow. So that one's fine. So we could copy that because it's pretty much the same. So it's not email sent, it's trigger link clicked. And then the trigger link in the goal needs to not be the Plantiful Health website, but it needs to be the returning client special.
You're clapping and I'm just like in this biggest fog.
And then we want to publish it and save it. So the only step that you require to do is to identify who are the clients that you want to put into this automation,
Yeah.
and then add them to this dormant client follow-up automation.
Oh, add them to the automation, like just put them in the pipeline?
No, you want to add them to the workflow.
Okay.
So can I just ask a question there?
Yes.
So would Karen create the smart list and then can she bulk add the smart list to the workflow?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. And
So
yeah.
first step, update that email so it has the trigger link. Otherwise, the trigger link part won't work. Second step, go to your customer list
Yeah.
in your contacts
Yeah.
and
Identify them. Yeah.
identify who your dormant clients are
Yeah.
in a list. So let's say this is all of them.
Yeah.
And you would click on that and select all 299 of them.
Who cares if they get email they weren't supposed to get?
Well, I'm not going to put them in there because you want to make sure that they're getting the right email.
Okay.
And you're adding them to
No. The
this
pipe.
one.
That one? Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you're manually going to take all of the contacts and you're going to throw them in the top of the automation. And then the automation's going to do the rest.
Right. Okay. Can you just X out of that little box and hover over that thing again? Like go out of that box and just hover over that thing and see what it says.
Add to
Oh,
automation.
add to automation. Okay, cool. There's another question. So then, oh, it'll just send the email. I don't have to do anything. Oh, okay, because that's where it's getting stuck to. I'm like, how do I get the email to go? Right.
Yeah, so the way that we've built it, because we've done it in the automation's actually going to do all the things in sequence that it needs to do, and it's going to wait for them to click the link and buy the thing.
Okay.
So the only piece that you're missing would be having an automation that when they book that particular appointment, that you move them to the final stage in that opportunity, saying that you
Well,
sold.
I can do that in the workflow, yeah? Just create another thing in the workflow at the bottom.
No, so well, no, because you can only have one goal in a workflow. So
What's the goal?
the goal
just see it.
that we have is that they click the trigger link. So you would need to do a separate automation that is that they've booked that particular, so that the trigger on the automation is that they've booked that appointment type, because I saw that you created a separate appointment type for return client offer.
Yeah, I did.
So that's the trigger. And the only thing that you want to do past that is to move them to that final stage in the opportunity pipeline.
That's it. This goal, is this a new thing? I haven't had that in the workflows before. We've just gone, once they do this, move them here.
Yeah, no, it's not a new thing.
It's not a new thing.
Ultimately, everything in an automation should be goal orientated. Like there's a goal to a customer journey to
I
get
don't
them
think
from a lead to the goal being the sale. And that's when they finish the opportunity pipeline, because they've gone and they've done the thing that we've been rounding them up to get them to do. So
Got goals in my other pipelines, in my other opportunities? Like, have you created goals for me before and stuff? Because I've just not seen it, that's all.
maybe not.
I'm trying to get my head around the new terminology.
Yeah, maybe not.
Anyway, all right. Thanks. So really, I'll do those 3 things: update the email with the trigger link, get the clients, put them in the workflow by doing add to automation. And really, that's it. Then it's
Yeah.
done. Oh, so you know how you got to pay money into the account to send? Is that just for SMSs, not for emails?
$10 will get you about 4,000 emails.
But I haven't paid any $10, and yet the emails are seeming to go and come. So that's what I'm wondering. I've never paid any money into it anywhere, unless it's taking money out. Maybe I shouldn't have asked that question, because you might have identified a
You'll
glitch.
get an invoice. It'll just take it and you'll get an invoice. Just like how you pay for Iolotta, it comes out automatically once a month. The invoice for the emails will come out automatically when you've hit the limit.
Yeah.
So maybe
If you maybe haven't hit the limit yet, then you won't get an invoice until you've hit that limit.
It takes, you can always come in here and check, but this is your wallet and transactions. So you've got $9.57 in there. So it's taken $10 out
Oh, okay.
a while back,
Wallet somewhere.
and it's not used any of it. Well, it's used 3 cents.
No, 43 cents.
43 cents. Sorry, 43 cents. So you can see all your transactions of what it's charged.
Well, I might have to go and play in that, because I'm not sure, because if I send emails through my Gmail, they get put into this software. Like, they get recorded in this software.
Yeah,
So
it won't
charge me for that.
charge you for those, because that's your Gmail. It only charges if the system sends
Something.
emails. So it sends automated emails for when people join your community. It sends automated emails for bookings.
Okay. So if I get it to send me a woohoo, wow, someone made a booking, as well as sending them a, hey, you've made a booking, here's all your information, is that 2 emails?
Yes.
There you go.
And
So every time I'm getting excited about something, I'm charging myself.
Well, the internal notifications are not,
Oh, okay.
but if you're sending an external email,
It is. Yeah.
So
And look-
even test emails, if you send test emails, you get charged for that as well.
I don't think you do for test emails. And I don't think they charge you to your specific email address. So yeah, it's a
Other people already, yeah.
it's a per outgoing email. It's per user email, and it's like 0.00004%, 4 cents. So it's like $10 will send 4,000 emails ish. So it's a lot.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for answering my questions. I hope there was probably other questions there.
We did go down the rabbit hole, but I did feel like it was relevant to majority. Did anyone
I didn't
else
realize it was so complex. I thought this was just like a standard thing we had to do. So I've been really beating myself up about it. And then you go, this is complex. I'm like,
Well,
oh,
it's complex if you want to automate it all. Like you could just send that email out and not measure the results of your
well,
campaign.
even that I didn't know how to do. Like, I was like, right, I've got the people. How do I send the email?
Yeah, so you can just send the email straight from here.
Yeah, I can now. I've got the whole
If you
thing.
just want to send an email and be done with it, just send the email. But I think you want to test and measure. You want to see, are these Is that working? Is that offer sexy enough to get people to click the button and come back to you?
Yeah. Yeah, no, thank you. Okay.
Anyone have anything else before we head off for the day?